Hey, my name's Furlong. We're doing a tier list. Hunt Showdown weapons. Here we go. Let's get started. Just to clarify, I've put all melee weapons that you can buy from the store. All of them are in D tier. I'm not talking about them. Waste of time. They all do the same job, and they are unnecessary considering you can find them in the world for free anyway, so yeah, D tier. Anyway, kicking off this list with, in my opinion, probably the worst weapon in the game, the hand crossbow. Despite it being really, really good against players, I just never find myself using it because, while reliable, every gun in the game is reliable, more often than not. So I don't really use it that much. Enough said. Next on the list, we've got the Winfield Centennial. Not a fan of the Winfield Centennial. I like just the regular Winfield, so not too much to say about that other than I prefer the original Winfield weapon, and I think it costs too much for effectively the same job. Also, I'm pretty sure it uses medium ammo instead of small, and fire rate's just not as good. It's more clunky. Just not a big fan. Next up, we've got the Winfield 1873C. Specifically the C one, because I don't like compact ammo. It's annoying. I don't like it. It doesn't have as good versatility. It's not as effective at long ranges, which is why I take a repeater in the first place, is for medium to long range. You don't really use them for close range, that's for shotguns. You know, take Watermaster, you can take a Romero hand cannon, close range is sorted, you know. So I'm not a big fan of the I'm not a big fan of the Winfield C. No, not really. But actually, that's all we've got for C tier. Because the rest of the guns in the game are either incredibly well balanced, very well made, or I like them. This is my list. So, yeah, on to B tier. So, kicking off B tier, we've got the Lamat. Like I said, I like every other weapon that I haven't just listed. The Lamat is actually really, really good. Quite versatile, effective from medium to close range. I like pairing it with a Winfield or any marksman rifle or a sniper rifle because it's got a built-in shotgun, which is not only devastating at close ranges, but it does a pretty damn good job of dispatching heavy AIs like armoreds or meatheads. It's all round a good gun. Pretty much all I've got to say about it. Next up in B tier, we've got the New Army. I haven't used the New Army that much. I think I've only used it if it comes on a hunter and I don't have the money to put on a Lamat or a conversion pistol or something along those lines. Pretty much the only time I used the New Army, so I don't have much to say about it. Next up in B tier, we've got the new shotgun, the Slate. It's a Winfield shotgun. Decent enough gun, actually, but I haven't had a chance to use it too much. I'm only really just getting back into Hunt, like, big time. I've been playing almost every day for a long, long time to just log on to challenges, do some bounties, stuff like that. But I haven't used the Slate that much, but from what I can see, it's pretty damn good. So I'll have to throw that in my loadout sometime to give it a go. Next up, we've got the Terminus. Terminus is really, really strong if you have levering. But if you don't have levering, you're as well taking a Spectre. Now, my only complaint here, the only thing to say here is, if you have levering on a hunter, and you like playing shotguns, take the Terminus. Slap on some special ammo. I'm pretty sure it takes either Flechette or Penny Shot, which inflict bleeding. and it's good against the spider boss and meatheads. It's really fucking strong. So I'd recommend taking that if you like levering. Next up, we get the Vetterli. It's good enough. I don't use it that much. It's good. It is pretty good. It's got some good special ammo variants. Pretty sure it's got high velocity, the bleeding one, and fire. I'm pretty sure those are the two it's got. Those are the three it's got. So not bad. Definitely not a bad gun in the first place. Does decent damage. It's a 2-tap to the body. Obviously, almost every gun is a 1-shot to the head, up to like at least 50 meters. I think the effective range on this is 150 meters. So if you've got the Deadeye scope on it, it's pretty strong. It's really, really good. Next on the list, we've got the Springfield. It's the bread and butter of like rifles, really, like long range marksman's rifles. It is pretty good. I can't lie, it's good. It's a good gun, happily will operate with, but I would choose a Sparks or a Mosin over it any day of the week. Next up we get the Spectre. Like I said, the Spectre is a really, really good shotgun. Incredibly effective at close ranges, even at like medium range. If you've got slugs, this thing slaps. With slugs, it's a 1-shot headshot up to like I think 125, 150 meters. Pretty damn strong. Next on B tier, we get the Scotfield, the first pistol other than the new army featured in this. Actually, I'm just totally wrong there. Never mind. Scotfield, pretty good. I like using the Scotfield Swift. It's pretty decent. But even the base gun is fairly strong up to medium range. High velocity ammo is really good. Pretty sure it's got the fire shots as well. I keep forgetting what it's called. Incendiary shots. Pretty sure it's got incendiary as well. Poison ammo too, I think. So all round a decent gun. Fanning doesn't work well with this gun though. Not very good with fanning. It's quite inaccurate, and if you're like me and you play without crosshair, it does make it really difficult to use. It's not the most accurate hipfire gun, so I wouldn't take this if you have fanning and plan on hipfiring with it. Next up we get the Nitro. Controversial pick. Whenever I bring up the Nitro in conversation with a friend of mine who likes Hunt Showdown, they're like, oh, it's one of the best guns in the game. No, it's fucking not. Okay? The Nitro is a pain in the tits to use. It's got a very small ammo pool. The Devil's Anus fucking sight, the aperture sight on it, is such a nightmare. I would like this gun and would use this gun if it was an alterable sight, like on the Winfield. Like in the Winfield, you can get the aperture sight on it. If you could flip it down, this gun would be great. But the fact that it's an absolute nightmare to use because that sight is so fucking small that a fucking ant could fit it, like an ant couldn't fit their cock in it, you know? It's really annoying to use, and I do not like it. The 6 bullets in reserve as well doesn't sit right with me. Maybe 8 I would use, but 6 in reserve, no, it's fucking terrible. And the fact that you need to find a special ammo box, or if you're carrying an ammo box, you've got to use that ammo box just to refill, it's so annoying. The most annoying gun to use, and no one can tell me otherwise. Anyway, I went a bit of a rant there. We're going on to A tier. Alright, so we might be pissing some of the Hunt community off here, but I really like the Bear tier. You have to run Bullet Grubber if you're like me and you have to reload after every shot. And the mag's not empty. But you know, 3 internal isn't bad. Pretty sure it's cheaper than the Mosin. It's got some decent ammo. Bear Fear is just a good gun. Like it does the job and it does it well. I think that's a really good way of putting it. At really, really long ranges, you might struggle because the iron sights aren't the greatest, but the Berthier is very, very effective, very good. On it, next in tier, we get the Nagant Officer. Um, this is like the gateway drug. You know, like they say that weed is a gateway drug, right? This is the gateway to being a scumbag and using things like the Dolch or the Bornheim, right? Like, yeah, these things are really annoying. But credit where credit is due. The Nagant Officer is a very decent gun if you like use it enough. Pretty sure you unlock the Nagant Officer carbine, which is incredibly strong. But I'll be talking about those in a later video, maybe a couple weeks from now. So keep your eyes out. But it is incredibly strong. 2 or 3 shots to the body. Um, Decent against the eye. Pretty sure you can get a silenced version of it too. That's what I've really got to say about it, really. Next up, we get the Martini Henry. Martini Henry's okay. Um, I'll be honest, it's been a long time since I've used it. These days, if I'm running a single shot weapon, I'm gonna be running the Sparks. I know I'm a scumbag, fucking flame me for it. But the Martini Henry's decent. Until you unlock the Sparks, it does its job. It's got some good custom ammos. Decent gun. Very, very good. Next up we get the Lebel. Now the Lebel, oh boy, if I get some things to say about Lebel. I don't like this gun at all. I'll give it its A tier spot because it's good, but I've got a curse, right? I'm cursed. Every time I use this gun, I have never extracted the bounty while I'm using the Lebel. I'll get a ton of kills, and then I'll get in a fight while I've got the bounty, and then die. Or die to AI. That has happened. I'm fucking cursed with this gun, but it is good, so A tier it gets. We get the bow. Another thing that's probably going to piss a couple members of the hunt community off. The bow is an A tier gun, weapon. Whoops. It's pretty strong. Like one shot at I think 50 to 100 meters. If you hit the body or head, this thing's good. It sure is a pain in the arse to use if you're used to using guns all the time. But I like using bows in games. They make you feel really powerful and awesome, you know. So I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Well, 8 out of 10 would operate with. Again. Right, so next up we get the Caldwell Rival, the side-by-side shotgun. It's decent. Okay, it does its job, and it does its job well. I'm not going to talk about it too much though, because I don't use it that much. I use the Romero, it's my favourite shotgun, other than maybe the Terminus. I like the Terminus, it's just not as good as some of the other ones. That's why I get B tier. Yeah, speaking of the Romero is very, very strong. I use it all the time. I take the hand cannon whenever I have quartermaster, regardless of what gun I'm using. Well, unless I'm using a shotgun, obviously. But I could be using a sniper, I could be using a rifle, I could even be using a fucking pistol as my primary weapon, and I'll still take in a Romero if I have quartermaster. This thing is incredibly strong. I like it a lot. It's got slugs, I think. It's got penny shot, and it's got dragon breath, I think. I might be wrong with dragon breath, actually. No, it doesn't have dragon breath. It has the star shell. Star shell is really powerful too. And it's got one other, but I can't remember because I never use it. I always run this thing with penny shot because it deals with the butcher. By the way, earlier on I said flechette deals with meatheads and spider. It deals with meatheads, yeah, but spider, no. It deals well with the butcher. Same with penny shot. Really does its job against the butcher. Incredibly strong. And even against hunters, it's not that bad. Like, sure, one shot might annoy some people. That's why some people won't run guns like the Sparks, Martini Henry, stuff like that. But one shot's all you need if you're accurate enough. Especially, like, if you're right up in their faces, like, up to maybe 20, 25 meters, You hit someone with this, they're going down. And there's no two ways about it. If they get shot, regardless of whether you're using penny shot, maybe not if you're using star shell, but if you're using penny shot, slugs, or even regular ammo, they're going down at 25 meters from full health. It's really annoying, but it's incredibly fun. So, it gets A tier. Now we've got the packs. I honestly don't use the packs that much, especially if I run fanning. It's horribly inaccurate. It will at least hit fire. It's not the greatest, but it's better than the other pistols. By like the pistols we already mentioned, it's better than them by a large margin. It's got a bigger ammo count. It hits like a truck up to about 50 meters. It's got some good custom ammo. Um, yeah, that's all I've really got to say about the packs. Then we get the conversion pistol. The conversion pistol is really a Swiss Army knife of firepower. Because it can put down a hunter. It depends on which conversion pistol you're running. If you're running the uppercut, you can put down a hunter with this gun from about 100 meters away, right? If you're just running the regular conversion pistol, you'll get them most of the time from about 50 to 75. It's pretty decent. Terrible with fanning though, god awful, especially the uppercut. Um, do not run this thing with fanning. That's illegal. Don't run it with fanning. It's horrible. Um, but it is a good gun. It is pretty decent. Like I said, good custom ammos, and it's cheap. It's dirt cheap too. I mean, the uppercut isn't, but the regular conversion pistol is like $200. So I'd recommend it. Also, it seems to have some really nice legendary skins. Anyway, next up we have got the Bornheim. God, I hate this thing. I hate all the spammy pistols because it kind of ruins Hunt for me. I play Hunt to get away from fully automatic or really quick firing guns, and then you get the Dolch, the Officer, and you've got fucking Bornheim to worry about. I have Bornheim PTSD, okay? I used to play this game back when quick swapping was a thing. People would just run two of these things, not even dual wielding them, just run two of them, spam shitless. When they run out of ammo, they'd switch to their Bornheim Extended and spam you again. It's horrible, right? It's just, I don't like this gun, but it does a lot of damage. Alright, it does. It does a lot of damage. It's good custom ammo. Pretty sure it's got high velocity, incendiary, and the dandem ammo, the one that causes the bleeding, I think. As far as I'm aware, I don't use the Bornheim at all. I never use this thing. Even if it comes on a hunter, it's getting switched out. I do not use it. And then we get the Nagant. Oh boy, I love the Nagant pistol. The Nagant pistol is an absolute legend of a gun. You get some really nice legendary skins. It's really versatile. It's got a bunch of really good, I guess you could call them like custom guns or bonus guns, whatever you want to call them. The Nagant silencer, right? This is the gun to use if you run fanning. This is the definitive gun to use if you run fanning, because it is sickeningly accurate. It's revolting how much damage you can inflict in close range of this thing. It's menacing. Like, honestly. And it can't be heard either. Like, I'm pretty sure one of the legendary guns for the suppressor version is called the Mosquito. You know why? Because it can't be heard until you're already dead. Alright? Like, it's incredible. And now we've got the bread and butter of balanced guns. Alright, we get the bread and butter. We get my baby, the Winfield. It's not my baby, but it's one of my favourites. I love the Winfield. It's so versatile. It's got all those really good bonus custom guns, whatever. The suppressed version's great. Aperture version's really effective if you can put up with the devil's anus thing. It's very strong. And, it's not that bad at range either. If you're running high velocity in this thing, you can down a target from 200 meters away. Like, it's pretty damn good. It's got FMJ as well if you like going for wall bangs. the Deadeye version, the Vandal Striker. It's just so versatile. It's a godly gun. Give it a go. It's like the gateway into Hunt Showdown. This is probably the gun you used when you first got into Hunt, so you could get used to the way the game feels. And even when you are used to the way the game feels, it's just so nice to use because it's reliable, a good ammo count, medium ammo is awesome. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm getting an erection because of how much I love this thing. We're getting on to S tier, right? We're getting on to the guns that are maybe a bit too powerful, maybe should be taken down a notch, but let's get it started with the Mosin Nagant. Okay, trust me guys, if you have followed this channel since maybe 2019, 2020, you will know that I absolutely love a Mosin, regardless of the game it's in. It feels so damn good. And what are you gonna do? Like, you can't hate on it. It is the Mosin. Even in games like Tarkov, you can't hit on it, but you can't smack it down. It is the Mosin. Okay? This thing's been around since like the 1870s. Like, it's like the granddaddy to some of the marksman's rifles we know today. Like, this gun's incredible. Not just that, it uses long ammo, which has been the meta since 2019. It's incredibly accurate, can put down a target at 300 meters or more if you're hitting a headshot. It's got the sniper attachment. I'm pretty sure it's got a suppressed one. It's got insanely good custom ammo, high velocity, tandem ammo, the bleeding one, I don't actually know how to pronounce it. This is the bread and butter of marksman rifles in this game. And not just that, like I said, it is the Mosin. You know, it's very good. It's satisfying. It's good. It's got a really nice sound. It's got some really nice legendary paint skins. It's just so good, and I love a Mosin, so I guess I'm a bit biased. Third to last on this list, we've got the Dolch. Next on the list, we've got the Crowning King. Okay. I like the Crowning King because it's a shotgun and I'm a rat to some extent. If I'm low on money, say I've got about £1,000, maybe £2,000 left to my name in Hunt, I'ma run the Crowning King, take a big risk. You go to the bit, you hope to God that you get a single bounty mission, right? You go to the bounty, you don't kill it, you camp the shit out of it, and you kill everyone who comes your way. And then, once they're all dead, you take the bounty and you scoot. It's a pretty good way of making money, saving money. Loot the hunters, you get $500 if you have all your consumables, your full on consumables. It's a good strategy. It works for me. The Crowning King's very effective. I actually have a video sometime on my channel, maybe a year and a half ago from now, maybe a bit longer, of me using the Crowning King to steal a bounty from other players, which was really fun. It's a very good shotgun. I would run if you're into large ammo pool shotguns, maybe take the Spectre if you're not as good at the game. Because the Crowning King's a big risk. This thing's like close to $700, I think. It costs a lot of money. But it does have some nice legendary skins, so. Sorry, I burped. Pretty sure you can get Flechette on it, or Penny Shot, one of the two. And, make them bleed, like, it's a good strategy. I just let them bleed. And without a doubt, next up on the list, we have probably the best gun in the game. The Sparks. This is a gun that can make me piss myself and consider extracting just by the sound of it. Alright? If you have had an encounter with an immolator, and you're missing a bar, your literal nightmare is a Sparks. This thing does 149 damage to the upper body up to 150 meters. It is insane. Alright? If you've had a bad encounter with fire and you're missing a small health chunk, you're shitting yourself. Because if this happens to you, if you rock up on someone with the sparks and they hit you, you're dead. And I play solo, right? These days it might not be quite as bad because with the new update that came out just a couple of weeks ago as I'm making this video, Necromancer, if you're playing solo, you can actually use Necromancer to self-revive. It's pretty cool, you know? So the Sparks is less of a fear. But here's the thing. If you get killed by a Sparks, even if you're full health and you die to Sparks, and you self-revive, you're still a one-shot to a Sparks. And sometimes you get the troll players, like me, who'll shoot you with a Sparks and then kill you with a Flash Bomb, because a Flash Bomb does 1 damage when it hits you. It happens, and it's pretty funny. The Sparks is probably the best gun in the game from an objective standpoint. Does a fuck ton of damage from a very far distance away. Can headshot you up to 300 meters, I think. It's just so good. And it has some good custom ammos. It's got some really nice legendary skins. The only downside is it costs about $400. The Sparks pistol, not getting into that really, because it's not a base gun. But the Sparks pistol is very strong too. I'd recommend it. Although I'm pretty sure it's actually a medium weapon. I might have to check up on that, I'm not quite sure. But that actually does it for the tier list, guys. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my comments down below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.